So England beaten by Hungary for the first time in 60 years, live on talkSPORT this afternoon. It was just not the performance you'd expect for players of this quality. A team that got to the final of the Euros being beaten in pretty lacklustre style. Can you blame it on the heat? Can you blame it on the number of games that England players have played this year? I'm not sure. They were way off it this afternoon. It wasn't like... It might be a narrow scoreline in terms of the score itself, but in terms of the performances, I actually think Hungary were pretty comfortable in this game. There weren't clear-cut goal-scoring opportunities for England, and there were for Hungary, a couple of them that could have made it an embarrassing scoreline, to be perfectly frank with you. And that has left us with more questions and answers when it comes to Gareth Southgate and his England side. I'm Hugh Wozencroft, alongside the former England striker, Gabby Agbonlahor. Where do we begin? I mean, we've already spoken about the performance itself, Gabby. But I'm reading some of these messages. Let me read in some of the messages that have already come in. This one says, Southgate has lost the dressing room. He needs to get replaced with Pochettino. That's from Jonathan. Mark's a Rangers fan. He says, Southgate must be sacked after the World Cup. One way of playing, and it's defensively minded. His luck will run out eventually. It's a question of when, not if. This one here, I mean, look, James Maddison on social media during this game has been taking pictures in Ibiza with Wayne Lineker. But this message says the best English player in the country on form is James Maddison, and he wasn't even in the squad. Southgate is so negative and boring to watch. I mean, These are strong messages. Are these maybe a little bit over the top for you?
Yeah, I think 99% of them are over the top. I feel that you have to give Southgate the World Cup. But if Gareth Southgate doesn't get extremely close to winning this World Cup, he has to go, because the public will lose faith in him, because this group of players that England have got are unbelievable. The best group of players that England have had for a long time. They should be going to this World Cup looking at being favourites to win it. Yes, you've got France. Yes, you've got Brazil, strong teams. But I said this before the Euro started, and we were so close to winning that, because we should be. Mm-hmm. We've got a strong bunch of players. Like today, I would have played, okay, Sterling, you might be playing the next game. I won't play Sterling. Okay, then. Let me start Grealish. You know, let me play 4-3-3. Rice, Phillips, my two midfielders that played a lot of the Euros, looked perfect with each other, chemistry. Then in front of them, like you says, a number 10, Foden. If not Foden, why is Maddison not there? Get a Maddison in there that can get on the ball and put the likes of Grealish, Sterling, Saka through. The five at the back is so boring. Yeah. Honestly, it's like watching Chelsea.
We missed the likes. We missed the likes of Foden today, who's of course tested positive for COVID, wasn't involved. Mason Mount, though, who could play that number 10 role, he was pushed out to the left-hand side. You mentioned him already. Yep. Jude Bellingham in the midfield too. You know, we always say we want Jude Bellingham involved, but I don't think any fan says they want him in a 3-4-3, playing alongside Declan Rice in that way. They want a 4-3-3. They want a Bellingham that can get box to box and won't be exposed when he does, who can affect the games in both penalty areas. That's the sort of Jude Bellingham that we want to see, and one that can get on the ball and try and dictate the pace of the game. He's such a good, young, exciting player. I mean, in a way, the formation shackled him today. And in fact, it shackled a lot of the players, Gabby. You know, we had good performances from the likes of Jared Bowen, but he was playing in a system that he doesn't play for his club. Trent Alexander-Arnold was playing wing-back. He doesn't play there for his club. We didn't get the best Trent Alexander-Arnold this afternoon. Bukayo Saka came off the bench in this game. And I know James Justin was injured, but Bukayo Saka's playing left wing back, you know, in a role that he doesn't play.
For how long?
He doesn't play there for his club, and you're sitting there and you're saying, it's one thing saying, and Gareth Southgate did when he spoke to us a few moments ago, that you want to manage the minutes of the players. You know, they've had a long season. You want to try different combinations out. It's a World Cup year where we're not going to have friendlies. He says sometimes when I experiment, you're not going to get the result that you want. Well, listen, you need to find the way that you want to play. I mean, you can experiment, but there needs to be some sort of parameters here. What are they?
But what I don't understand, and I think I speak for the majority of the English public and English fans, is that why you experiment with five at the back against Hungary? No offence to Hungary. Yep,
they've won the game today.
Home.
Absolutely,
they're playing at home. They beat us fair and square, but we should be playing 4-3-3, getting attacking players on the pitch, and the number 9 today for Hungary, we made him look like Zlatan. Like, he was getting the ball down, he was doing tricks, he was having the time of his life. Like, and this is England, we should be like, he's not even getting the ball into his feet. He goes into his feet, we've already nicked it off him, and we're flying forward. Sterling, Grealish, Tammy Abraham on fire, didn't even get to come on when you're a goal down. Make it make sense. Like, England fans want to see attacking football. They don't want to see Walker, Maguire and Cody on the ball for most of the game.